Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Ronnie Woo and this is The Delicious Cook. Today we're going to be making red velvet crepes filled with Blackberry Coulis and a vanilla cheesecake filling. Whether you make this for a sweet treat breakfast or a quick and easy dessert, you're going to love this recipe, so stay tuned. So the first thing you want to do is start by making your red velvet crepe batter, and since this needs to rest for about an hour, we want to make this right off the bat. So in a large mixing bowl, I want to add 2 whole eggs, along with 1 egg yolk, 1 cup of milk, half a cup of water, a couple pinches of salt, 2 tablespoons of butter that's been melted and cooled, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Alright, so we have all of our wet ingredients in the bowl. All we want to do now is give it a quick whisk. Alright, so now for our dry ingredients. We want to add 1 cup of all-purpose flour and 1.5 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. And all we're going to do is whisk that until it's nice and smooth. And lastly, we're going to add a few drops of red food coloring. Alright, so our red velvet crepe batter is finished. We're going to let this rest at room temperature for about an hour, and in the meantime we're going to make our Blackberry Coulis and our vanilla cheesecake filling. So in a small mixing bowl, I want to add half a cup of fresh blackberries, a 1/4 cup of sugar, a 1/4 cup of water, and a teaspoon of cornstarch just to thicken it up a little bit. Next, you want to take a fork and lightly mash up the blackberries. Alright, let's head back to the stove, heat this mixture up a little bit so we end up with a beautiful syrupy consistency.
All you need to do is transfer the blackberry mixture to a saucepan and bring it to a boil. When it comes to a boil, lower the heat and bring it to a simmer. Then you want to reduce this until it's a syrupy consistency. It's going to take about 15 minutes or so.
Alright, so while our Blackberry Coulis is reducing down, let's make our vanilla cheesecake filling. So in a medium-sized mixing bowl, I want to add 8 ounces of mascarpone cheese. Next, you want to add 1 cup of powdered sugar, making sure to run it through a sifter. This is going to help ensure that the cheesecake filling is going to be nice and smooth. And lastly, I want to add about 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Next, I'm going to take a fork and give everything a good mix. And lastly, we're going to add 1 more cup of powdered sugar, and again, making sure to run it through the sifter. Then I'm going to give it 1 last good mix with the fork before I switch to the hand mixer. Alright, let's head back to the stove and finish up on our Blackberry Coulis and start making our red velvet crepes.
A great way to tell if your Blackberry Coulis is at the right consistency is if it leaves a trail when you run your spoon through it. If so, turn the heat off and begin making your crepes. Over low to medium heat, you want to melt just enough butter to coat the bottom of a non-stick skillet or crepe pan. Next, you want to add about 1/4 cup of crepe batter, immediately swirling the pan so the batter spreads and covers the bottom. You want to cook the first side of the crepe until the top is no longer shiny. This usually takes about a minute or so. Then you want to carefully flip the crepe and cook the other side for about 10 to 15 seconds. Then you want to remove this from the pan and repeat this with the rest of the batter.
Alright, so we have our Blackberry Coulis, our red velvet crepes, and our vanilla cheesecake filling. Let's put this thing together and give it a taste test. All I'm going to say is that you guys are going to love this recipe. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to email me. I'm Ronnie Woo, and I'll see you guys next time on The Delicious Cook.